Thank you, Chairwoman. Secretary Hegseth, General Caine, Mr. Hurst, thank you for testifying today and for your service to the nation. Over the past few weeks, military and civilian leaders of many of the DoD components have testified about their FY27 posture. We appreciate their professionalism and their service to the country and the time that they've spent to testify before us. I want to start with Mr. Hurst. Mr. Hurst, you testified at the beginning of this that you said that the estimated cost of the war is about $25 billion. In March, you stated that the first week of the war cost $11 billion. So is it right to say that the following 7 weeks have cost about $14 billion total, or $2 billion per week?
Yeah, the most intense phase of the conflict was obviously the beginning. That's when most munitions were used.
Okay.
And that's the basic expense from the war.
Right. So that you also said just now that the $25 billion includes the cost of the munitions deployed. Is that right? This question is for the CFO, sir. Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay. So I guess I'm confused then. It makes sense that if that's the cost, then the cost to refill those stocks would be no more than $25 billion. Am I right about that?
When we estimate costs of the conflict, we're using current replacement cost for these weapon systems.
Right. You're using current replacement costs. So it's frankly pretty surprising that the estimate for the supplemental would be $200 billion. You don't, if you'd like to explain that, you can. But
that's not accurate. We don't have an estimate for the cost.
Okay, that's what's publicly reported. So it's good to hear that it's going to be less. Mr. Hurst, do you have Signal on your phone?
I'm sorry, why is this relevant?
Do you have Signal on your phone?
What does this have to do with the budget?
I'm going to take that as a yes. Mr. Caine, sorry, General Caine, do you have Signal on your phone?
I do, sir, yes.
Okay. So I want to talk about Signal. Last year, the Secretary and other administration officials discussed sensitive and almost certainly classified information about a strike in Yemen using the unclassified Signal app. Mr. Hurst, what's the current policy for Signal on official DoD devices?
I'm the comptroller. I don't do CIO work.
So therefore, it is allowed? Is that your statement, that it is now allowed to have Signal on your device?
Mr. Whiteside, my statement is I run the budget for DoD.
Yeah. Okay, well, he's got it on his phone, so therefore it must be permitted.
Sir, I got to go back and look if it's on my official phone. I was talking about my personal phone. I'm not exactly sure. I'll go back and look, though.
Okay. Last month, FBI Director Kash Patel made a public announcement that Russian hackers are targeting Signal app users in the government, specifically stated that they were targeting individuals of high intelligence value, including current and former U.S. government officials. I hope that it is not official policy that you can have Signal on your official phones, and I would love to get a response from the department on that. We have now asked this question about 5 separate times and have never gotten a straight answer. I want to close by talking about helicopters. Mr. Secretary, I want to ask about the Army Apache helicopter that flew over Kid Rock's property on March 28th. An investigation was launched by the 101st Combat Aviation Brigade Command Leadership, but before that review is completed on March 31st, you terminated it via social media post. Did you personally direct termination of that review?
I did.
Okay. Now, the President said they probably shouldn't have been doing it and that I'd take a look at it. So did you talk to the President before terminating that review?
Well, I don't relay what I talk about with the President.
I think unfortunately that means that you did talk to him, which in turn means that you've just confirmed that the President himself overruled the leadership of the 101st Airborne. Mr. Secretary, you yourself have affirmed repeatedly the need for higher standards and higher accountability at every level of your agency. Commanders rely on established processes to uphold these standards. How does canceling a command-initiated review by the 101st Airborne leadership support a culture of accountability? Actually, I think I'll ask that of the Chairman.
Sir, back to my earlier comments about the importance in my role of staying in the middle. What you're alluding to is, in my assessment, with deep respect for your ask, is a partisan question, and I think it would be inappropriate for me to answer that.
Sir, I actually don't think it is. I think it is actually a very fundamental principle of accountability in our department, and I think it was the wrong decision. I'm going to close by just saying one thing. Mr. Secretary, you started this hearing by politicizing it, and I want to make one point. Poll after poll shows that the American public does not support this war, and support is dropping every day. We are all representing our constituents, which is our constitutional duty. And to state that we are politicizing it is an affront to Congress and every member in this House, and I yield back.
You are politicizing it, Congressman.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.